I'm excited to report that 3 products of our program are being published in one of the top American journals for middle school teachers called Science Scope. It's published by the National Science Teaching Association. I'll talk briefly about one of these articles called Flight of the Bumblebee, which helps teachers and their students understand another challenge which we are facing. And it has to do with some cutting-edge science. Bees are being extinguished from our environment, and that's a huge problem because we really depend upon bees for so much. So the Flight of the Bumblebee is a collection of resources, we call it a text set, that helps students understand the science. And the article talks about the science that's being done, as well as it gives the students some really good reading materials with which they can practice to read and to learn how to read science.
To make a prairie, it takes a clover and 1 bee. 1 clover and a bee and reverie. The reverie alone will do if bees are few. This poem by Emily Dickinson may not be a typical text in a science classroom, but we learn much about observing the details of our world when we read Dickinson's nature poems. In our second article, Multimodal STEM Text Sets to Use Literature and Engage All Learners in the Science Classroom, we describe the ways teachers in our program incorporated literary texts into science units on pollination, heat stress, and vaping. Thus, these create text set models that could then be adapted for other topics within the science curriculum. Multimodal and multi-genre text sets support reading complex scientific texts and provide opportunities for students to engage with topics and to work with information in a variety of modalities.
In our third article, Instructional Scaffolding to Engage All Learners in Complex Science Text, we describe 3 forms of instructional scaffolds and provide examples via Miss Fielder's 8th grade science class of how these scaffolds are used to address some of the barriers students with disabilities might experience as they engage in complex science text. The instructional scaffolds provide additional support in 3 specific ways. First, development of background knowledge and vocabulary to understand the complex text. Second, skill development to identify claims and evidence in complex text. And third, build knowledge of scientific text structures to access content in the complex text. For more information about these articles and other text sets we have developed, check out our project website.